Hello, everybody. So nice to see all of you again. So remember, we're still busy with graphs, and today we are going to continue on the section of drawing graphs. But that also means that it is drawn for us. We must just know what we're looking at and how to interpret that. Okay, so here's our first one. This is the outside temperature was measured over the previous 9 hours and represented in this graph. So that is our outside temperature. If you can see, it was decreasing, and now they ask us to answer the following questions. Now please look at it that you can remember carefully. Now you ask all the questions. There's the title, our dependent variable, our independent. You see it is not linear. Okay, how do we know? Because it's not a straight line. So now let's see what they're going to ask us. Okay, is the temperature increasing or decreasing over time? It is decreasing, right? Is there a linear or non-linear relationship between the time and the temperature? Yes, you've got it. It is non-linear. Why? Because it is not going down in a straight line, not decreasing in a straight line. What is the dependent variable in the graph? The dependent variable is temperature in degrees Celsius. And then what is the independent is time in hours. Okay. E. What was the temperature outside when we started our measurements? What was the temperature outside? Can you see there? 25 degrees Celsius. You must always give the unit. Then, what was the outside temperature after 4 hours? Now remember, there's our 4 hours. And we're just going to draw a line to there, and then a line there. And if we look, it is a little bit, if we divide this, say that is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we say it was about 11 degrees Celsius. And how many hours did it take for the outside temperature to reach 4 degrees Celsius? Now, 4 degrees Celsius is round, where's 4 degrees Celsius? It's about, that is 5, so it's about there. How long did it take? It took us, if you draw your line across, you'll see it took us about 8 hours. Fun, we can read so much from a graph. Let's do another one. This is now your turn to draw a graph. A rain gauge is used to measure rainfall. In the first hour, 100 millimeters of rain fell, and thereafter only 50 millimeters of rain fell every hour. We stopped our measurements after 5 hours, using a line graph and sketched the rainfall over the last 5 hours. So now we're going to look at this. We're going to have our graph paper ready. Okay, so now remember, we must give it a title. It is the whatever you're going to say. We must have our dependent, the y-axis, our x-axis. We must then do our coordinates and draw our graph. So I want you to stop now and read carefully, get your graph paper ready and draw your graph, and then I'll see how well you did. Okay, enjoy. Okay, are we ready to try? This is our answer. And how did you do? I'm sure you did very well. So that is our rainfall. This is our rainfall in millimeters. This is our time in hours. So here we start. It was increased sharp, if you can recall. Let me get that right. In the first hour, 100 millimeter of rain fell. Can you see there? In the first hour, 100 millimeter of rain fell. And then, thereafter, 50 millimeters of rain fell every hour. and we stopped after 5 hours. So then after that, you see this is increments of 50, and after that every hour 50 millimeters of rain fell, and we stopped at 5 hours. Congratulations if you've got this correct. Okay, let's continue. After school, Max goes to visit his grandmother, and then he goes home. Now this is Max's journey home. So this is a reverse from the other ones, right? So when you draw the graph according to the story of Sebastian's bike ride, now we can see, now we must tell the story from the graph. Are you ready? Look carefully. The distance, the time, and this is his journey home. And you see finally he got home after 45 minutes. Okay, so let's answer the questions. How far is the school from Max's house? It is 5 kilometers. See that? Right. How far from Max's home does his grandmother live? Okay, his grandmother live 3 kilometers. Then, for how long does he visit his grandmother? He visited his grandmother for, this is increments of 5 minutes. He visited his grandmother for 10 minutes. And how long does it take Max to cycle from his grandmother's house to his? It took him 10 minutes. And there's 25, so it goes slowly and then faster. So it took him 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. You get this? Wonderful. So is this linear? No, it wasn't at a constant speed because it's not in a straight line. If it was like the graph looked like this, oh, sorry, it's just because I not using a ruler, it would have looked like. That's what it would have looked like. Okay, right. Let's do a next one. Joseph has to decode which of 2 cell phone companies to use. He uses the following line graphs to make his decision. Now there is the one company, Cell X. Can you see there? And this is another company, Cell Z. We've got the cost per month in rand and the time in minutes. Right, look at that. Now let's see if we can answer the questions. Which company has the highest surface fee? The basic fee you pay excluding cost for a call. This is your service fee. That is what you have to pay per month. So what is the service fee? Look at this. It is 100 rand for cell C and nothing for cell X. Can you see that? Right. What will be the cost if you speak for 50 minutes on cell X and for cell Z? For 50 minutes, can you see they're both crossing there? So it will be the same for both companies. It will be 120 rand. Right. Which company should Joseph choose if he speaks for more than 50 minutes? Motivate your answer. So now if he speaks for, this is 50 minutes, which company do you think he should use if he speaks for more than 50 minutes? Let's look at the graphs carefully. Yes, he should use cell Z, right? Why? Because it doesn't increase so sharply. It doesn't increase so fast. And then, which company should Joseph choose if he speaks for less than 50 minutes? Motivate your answer. And then it's obvious, less than 50 minutes, you're going to choose cell X because then it is much cheaper because cell Z has got a service fee of 100 Rand. Got that? See, it's fun. We can read so much from a graph. Then look at our population of rhinoceros in a park, and this is represented by a line graph. Now again, let's look at the line graph and look what we can see in this one. See what we can remember. Is it increasing or decreasing? Is it linear or non-linear? What is our dependent variables and our dependent y-axis and our independent x-axis? If you looked at it, let's see if we can answer the questions. Is the rhino population increasing or decreasing? It is decreasing, yes. What was the initial population of the rhinos? Can you see? They had 30. Can you all see that? 30. Is this a linear or non-linear? We've answered the question. It is linear, correct, because it is going down in a straight line. How many rhinos die every month? Now we can see there's so many months, and every month there's like, I think we can say, if we say 5, 26, 27, 28, I think it's about 2 rhinos down, about 2 rhinos die every month. If this trend continues, after how many months will no rhinos be left in the park? After how many months do you think no rhinos will be left in the park? So now you can just extend this, and if they die at about 2 rhinos a month, and you see we've still got 10 rhinos left, we're going to take for about 5 months for all the rhinos to die out. Do you understand that? Perfect. So I really hope you enjoyed this, and I see you next time.